This is Laura Mafka, aka Rogan Osrine, and in today's video, I want to talk about all the suffering we go through is useless because, guys, it really is. If the pain is not leading up to something spectacular or great to happen in your life, then what the hell is the point of it? You know, as Dostoevsky once said, all of that suffering only for that life to end. And this is the quote for humanity right here, because if you look at the amount of bullcrap we have to deal with daily, it's really pointless. We don't get anything out of it. Going to a job that we hate, being around parents that we hate, being around people that we just can't stand being around. What do we really get out of being around people like that and going through those various amounts of negative experiences? We get nothing from it. And a lot of people will say, oh, you become wiser with age as you go through more horrible crap, which is just such a damn cope, because you have people who didn't go through the same amount of negativity that you've went through, but yet their lives are all fine and they are mature, responsible somewhat, and they're able to take on issues even more better than you in a lot of cases. Because for one, these people have a stable background. They had people that supported their dream, their vision. They had people that believed in them. A lot of us, we don't have people around us that are for us. We have a lot of people that are against us. And when you're living in a society where everyone is against you, including your bloodline, including everyone that you come in contact with, then your life is just not going to be good. So I don't know why a lot of people keep saying this just freaking worthless cope of, oh, life is what you make it. You got to think positive to manifest a better reality, bro. It's all about who you want to be. You know, we have to cut all the crap here. A lot of our lives are just really just meaningless heaps of just pointless suffering that really doesn't lead up to anything great. So I could ask you right now, what was the last experience you actually had that made you feel that life was actually worth living? When was the time you actually felt at peace to where you could say, I'm grateful for being on this planet. I'm grateful for experiencing all of the stuff that I've went through. I can guarantee you're going to have a very hard time thinking about that. But if I asked you right now, what are all of the negative experiences you've went through that made you want to say, I wish I was never born and I just wish I could disappear? You could come up with that in an instant. And so that already shows you that there's something negative that created this world. There's something negative that created our physical biology. Because by the fact that we can feel all of this horrible pain by getting some illness that can debilitate us, that can just really make us suffer, by the fact that the more negativity you go through emotionally, you tend to stay more in that mental state because there's more intensity with that type of negative emotion you're feeling, such as heartbreak, feeling betrayed, feeling a lot of resentment, feeling guilty. These things have more of an intense feeling to them, so they're going to last longer than some type of positive, fleeting emotion. So this is the difference between positive feelings and negative feelings. And a lot of people will love to try and downgrade it and say, oh, that doesn't mean there's anything feeding off us and trying to destroy us. You idiot. Why do you think there is so much torment in this world? Why do you think you can't go a day without seeing something catastrophic that's happening to someone around you or other people that you may possibly know? You know, these are the things that people do not want to think about because it's too much for them to take in that bleak reality of a lot of the times the issues that we're facing is really worthless. It doesn't give us a better lifestyle to look forward to. It gives us things to not look forward to. A lot of us are not the brightest people in terms of knowing how to make money outside of doing something creative, such as maybe getting into being a lawyer, becoming a doctor, things that can actually give you a good sum of money in the world. And even those avenues are starting to be more difficult to get into because you have more of these exams that you have to take, man. And it's really brutal when you look at all the time you're going to spend going after a career that you could possibly just end up not being qualified for because all the spots are going to be took up, man. So it's really sad when you look at our world for the negativity it really just produces. Because the more that you're around people, the more you will say, I am not grateful to be breathing the same air as these other human beings. I am not grateful for the fact that I've had to put up with years of negativity from my family, from the people that I thought were my friends that are now gone from my life because they betrayed me over stealing money from me, or possibly got me hurt physically, or just overall betrayed me by really breaking my trust by spreading negative rumors about me. So these are all the things that really just make life seem like, hey, it's not worth it to even do anything. We might as well just sit in the room all day, just rot and just perish on whatever we can satisfy our dopamine with, such as video games. It may be a movie you like to watch, a TV show, an anime, or whatever it is. So this is why you have to understand, you see a lot of our generation, especially Generation Z and millennials, becoming hermits because they don't want to do anything. You keep raising the prices for everything. The gas is so high. The food prices are just ridiculous. You keep making it to where we can't get our own houses. We aren't able to get out of our environment and change the setting around us. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to produce a lot of people in our generation that are mental patients that should be in a mental hospital. So you cannot tell me that you expect all of us to just be successful out of nowhere and just figure it out on our own. Like, this is just what's so stupid about the people that are our parents, because they love to tell us, oh, life will get better soon. It's all about what you just do with your time, and you just have to put it into something that's correct for you to go about into making money with for the rest of your life. And it's like, okay, how do I know what's correct for me when I never really had something that brought out that type of motivation in me? I never had something that actually really made me feel like, hey, I need to be pursuing this because this is something that's actually my calling, my purpose. This is something I actually want to do. When in reality, everything around me is always in a fog-like state to where everything is just blurry. It's just a bunch of blindness around you and you don't know where to go. It's like you're in your own silent hill. And that's exactly what each and every one of us are in. Our own silent hill. Our own nightmare where every negative experience we've went through, it keeps manifesting. It keeps coming after us through different people, places, and things, and all of the events that could possibly not turn out to be in our favor. We are in our own silent hill. And it's very scary when you think about it, because when you look at all the amount of time that you could be conquering all of your challenges, all of the amount of time that you could be having the greatest time in your life, you could have a significant other that you love in your life very much. You could have family around you, friends that could support you until the end. You could have had all of that, but look at what you're going through right now. You're busy trying to worry about how am I going to survive another day in a very negative, depressed-minded state. How am I going to worry about the money I'm going to make soon, because I already know my job is not going to pay me enough money for me to be able to pay my bills. So now I have to work a second or third job. So you cannot sit here and tell me that younger people have something to be grateful to live for. We don't have a damn thing hardly to be grateful to live for. What the hell is this? This is a nightmare. No person on this planet should have to experience the amount of nonsense that we have to go through. This is ridiculous. This is absurd. So when people are trying to cope and tell you, oh man, you're just negative, dude, you're attracting all this stuff to you, you need to stop trying to discourage other people from pursuing something good. And when someone says it to you, tell them this. Okay, how do you have all the answers? Why are you not a billionaire? Why don't you have the love of your life that you're going to stay with forever? Why don't you have this several luxurious amount of cars that you claim to be so important? Why aren't you a person that's good to be around? Why are you such a douchebag? Tell them that next time they try to tell you something, because a lot of these people out here, they are not for the truth. They are for the lies. These people are demons. These people are parasites. They are monsters. And they are ready to feed on you at your lowest time ever. And this is why I tell you guys, you can never show any weakness out here whatsoever, because a lot of people, they love seeing you when you are showing how depressed you are, when you are showing how you're just full of anxiety because of all the negativity you experience with dating, with trying to make friends, with the fact that your family neglected you and lowered your self-esteem. They love seeing you acting that depressed way, because it gives them more leisure over you. It gives them more of the power they want, so they can make your life even more of a living hell, man. And it's really sick. It really is. Because you have people out here who look to just find people that are just like us, who have went through a lot of stuff, and they look to kick them while they're down and get some type of sick amusement from it, and some of them get aroused from it. This is just what's so creepy about it. These people will tell you how useless you are, they'll tell you how weak you are, and they'll be getting off on it. This is the type of world we live in, guys. So believe and trust me, you are not missing out on anything when you are not talking to people. I am 100% of the time grateful for whenever I can get some alone time. I really am. Because I finally do understand that human beings as a whole, going around them only leads to issues. It only leads to you having to compromise on some of your ideals that you may find important, such as remaining as your own individual and your own belief patterns, because sometimes you may have to compromise on some of that to where you can't come off as just hardcore on what you believe as the truth about how screwed up this world is. And you don't need to be suppressing yourself anymore. You need to be telling people exactly how it is. And if they don't like it, who cares? I could care less if you like it. I could care less if they like it. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we only have such a short amount of time on this planet. And I will not sit here idly by and waste it on suppressing what I actually believe. Also, I can make other people happy. I would be damned if I actually continue to do that. And I would encourage you guys to not do the same and just tell people, look, this is what it is. You either take it or leave it. I don't care. So a lot of these people have a mind frame of, oh, I'm just going to tell them good things. Hopefully this moron falls for it so I can scam him, so I can beat him out of money, so I can beat him out of his emotional awareness and his mental awareness. Let me tell this moron what he wants to hear. And once you shock them by telling them, I don't believe none of that whatsoever, they're going to leave you alone. Or if they try to keep bickering at you, you just got to let off on them and tell them off verbally and say, man, I already told you what it was, so now you need to do me a very big favor and screw off. So beware, guys, that all of the suffering we're going through is really useless. And don't be shocked if you find yourself years from now in the same position. You really shouldn't be shocked, because this world is only getting harder and there's not much we can do about it. But you guys take care. Like, subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment section. I highly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.